There we go. The two lights are going on right as we speak up in the steeple of the Old North Church. So Billy, why don't you tell us what's happening right now?
Yeah, so this is really cool to be here. 250th anniversary of when the two If by Sea lanterns are hung in the steeple of the North Church. This is a great time to reflect and think about the collective effort, all the work that went into that night, April 18th, 1775, to spread the word to the countryside here out of Boston that the regulars were going to be marching on Concord to try to seize the arms and equipment there of the Massachusetts militia. Now, this was not just the work of Paul Revere. A lot of myths, a lot of popular culture, people probably think that it was Paul Revere himself who hung the lanterns up there inside the steeple. They probably think that Paul Revere was waiting on the other side of the river behind us in Charlestown to see what the lights would show before he began his ride. But no, the truth is Paul Revere was down here. He was planning with several Bostonians what to do, when to do it, to get the word out before he began his famous ride. And some of those individuals we're going to talk about right now. One is the church sexton for the congregation. His name was Robert Newman. Newman lived in a home just near the church. There was actually British officers who were boarding in his home, so he was he was being very suspect that if he did anything wrong, his life, his liberty could be at stake. But Newman himself is going to tell those officers that evening he's going to bed. He goes upstairs, retires to his quarters, and then he sneaks out the back, climbs out the back of the house, goes into the garden, and there he will meet Paul Revere. Revere will give him the instructions. They are already prepared to do this. Newman, the church's vestryman, John Poling, as well as another neighbor, Thomas Bernard, are going to make their way to the church, open those front doors, and get ready to head to the top of the steeple. And Kevin's going to tell you what they do next.
So as Billy mentioned, Robert Newman's going to climb 154 creaky steps to the top of that steeple. It's not the original steeple from Old North Church. So he will climb to the top of that, hang those two lanterns, actually just open up the windows outside of the steeple, hang those two lanterns out the steeple for just a brief amount of time. As you can imagine, Boston in 1775, Old North Church was an incredibly tall landmark. It was something that would have easily been seen from across the Charles River in Charlestown, and so that would have attracted the attention of British soldiers as well. So Newman just hung those lanterns out for a very brief time so that they could be seen in Charlestown, and then immediately took them back in, extinguished them, and as he began making his way back down the steeple steps to the front side of the church, he and John Poling, the other man inside of the church with him, saw a few British soldiers outside the doors of the church, and they immediately had to dash out the back and jump over the altar and dash out one of the back windows of the church to ultimately escape to safety. So we're going to continue following in the footsteps of Paul Revere here at Emerging Revolutionary War. Stay tuned to our Facebook page. We'll have another Facebook Live for you in just a few minutes from the banks of the Charles River.